So, if you're a big Jim Henson fan like me, you'll be interested in this news because earlier in the week, the Jim Henson Company announced that to celebrate the 70th anniversary, they are going to be doing a public auction for the first time ever, giving fans like us a chance to buy some official Jim Henson memorabilia. Now, let's take a look at the site. Now, here is what the site looks like. If you want, you can sign up and bid. Unfortunately, if you're a regular person like me, you probably don't have the thousands of dollars to spend on some of the memorabilia and puppets, but it's still pretty cool to take a look at the site and get an idea of what's for sale. So let's go ahead and view the auction. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can participate in this. You can do one of the online auctions by registering to bid right over here. Now, one of the things you can do is you can click on filters right over here and you can see exactly what types of tags or categories that you can filter this through. So everything, a lot of dark crystal stuff, you'll see a lot of things from Fraggle Rock, a couple other different Jim Henson productions as well. But let's take a look at some things that I picked out as interesting. Okay, I have to show you this one. This is probably like the crown jewel of this collection, and that is Uncle Traveling Matt from Fraggle Rock. At the bottom of the screen, or I guess right in the middle of the screen, you can see they're looking to get about $40,000 to $60,000. It's at about $12,000 right now. Starting bid about $8,000. So just like eBay, there's a reserve that has to be met. So they don't publicly list it, it looks like, but I'm guessing it's somewhere in between that range, about $50,000. But take a look at this. I'm just going to put this in full screen. How cool would it be to have this puppet like right inside your office, like on a shelf or something? Or I wouldn't put it on a shelf, especially if I'm paying $40,000 for this, maybe behind glass. But either way, such a cool design, such a cool character, and a great talking piece. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the coolest things in this collection. Now, probably the second coolest thing is the Doozer puppet from Fraggle Rock. Again, just really nice. Not only the puppet itself, but also the staging of it. It comes on that nice plaque with boots next to it and that little microphone, that custom-made megaphone, I should say. Now, interesting, if you look closely, you can see that this puppet has a little bit of wear and tear on it. I'm not sure if that's by design or if it's just the dirt that got on it over the years when it was in their warehouse. But again, something that would be cool to put in an office or somewhere like that. This is right around the same price, $30,000 to $50,000. Right now, it's at $15,000. And look at that, the reserve bid has been met. So if you want to take a chance and drop a little bit over $15,000, feel free to go ahead and check out the Doozer puppet. All right, so another really cool puppet. These are the squirrel hand puppets from Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas. They're looking to get about $15,000 to $25,000. It's currently selling for about $6,000. There's the puppet posed. It comes, again, on that nice plaque, which I think is so cool for a display. But I have to say, there's more than just puppets in this collection. There's also memorabilia and production materials, and this is a great example. This is the actual script to Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas, and you can see that they were making edits directly on this script in pencil and red pen. So it really takes a special buyer to covet this and to want this and to pay the money for it. But I just think this is such a cool piece of Jim Henson memorabilia or Jim Henson history. Now, the interesting thing about this is it started at $25. They were looking for about $500 to $700, but look at that current bid. It's about 4 times as much as that lower $500 estimate. It's selling for almost $1,800. So it's pretty crazy to see things like this well exceed the original expectations. Now, there's also some actual clothing from Jim Henson. As you can imagine, it's pretty colorful. It's very distinct. So here's an example of a World Handprint Ceremony jacket that was worn at an event. at Walt Disney World. As you could see, this one, they were looking between $800 to $1,000. This reserve has been met. It's at about $700. As you can take a look at it, it has a Miss Piggy tie, that colorful jacket. There's how it looks. Unfortunately, the hat doesn't come with it, but again, something kind of cool and distinctive from Jim Henson. More clothing from Jim Henson. You can see this. It's definitely distinctively 80s. It came from a 1984 special, The Stars Salute to the U.S. Olympic Team, and that aired on NBC. This also is currently selling. And then check this out. This is from 1991, and it says Happy Meal Toys Appreciation Display. So I think what this was a token of appreciation from the company that manufactured these famous Muppet Baby Happy Meal toys. And it's the 4 characters right over here in these little vehicles that are connected together with appreciation from Performance Concepts. So again, there's probably like one of those that were created. Now for me, I'm not the biggest fan of the Dark Crystal. I've seen it before. I like the movie, but it's just not one of my favorite films to follow and research and read up on. But this looks pretty cool. This is one of the Skeksis. This is the actual animatronic head, and you can even see the connecting cables which come out to it and the original mechanics of it. This would be really cool to have, just to look at. I mean, even if you purchase this for a museum, I think it would be really cool just to have on display and to check out. Now, it's not going to be cheap, as you can see. This price, we're looking $20,000 to $30,000. Now, there's also, from the Dark Crystal, one of these kind of generic Gelfine full body puppets. You can get an idea of how that looks, that are also available. This one looks like it's selling for about $5,000. Now this, and I believe the other one as well, this was from the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, which was the follow-up from the original Dark Crystal film. Again, not one of my favorite films from Jim Henson, but something that's kind of cool that's available on the site. Now again, if you like the Age of Resistance or the Dark Crystal in general, there is a ton of memorabilia that you can purchase on this site. It's like you just keep scrolling and it keeps going and going. Now you also see things like this original artwork. So this was presented to Jim Henson from Marvel Comics. This was the 30th anniversary of the Muppets. And I couldn't remember the name of the artist. Let's see, John Romita Sr., who's best known for his contributions to the original The Amazing Spider-Man, and co-creating characters like the Punisher, Wolverine, etc. So if you're into comics and Muppets, this seems like it's pretty cool. All right, so I have to show you this just because I really like this movie, but this is Meteora, who was one of the big characters in The Christmas Toy, which was the 1986 Christmas special. I'm going to leave a link right over here on the screen because I compared whether this 86 special influenced the film Toy Story. But as you can see, Meteora is available. I just think that looks so cool. And you can tell that before they put it up for auction, they did the best they could to restore. We're looking between $10,000 and $20,000 for this puppet. Now, there's also other Christmas toy merchandise or memorabilia available. Here is the car toy. Look at this, the Eggy puppet. Here you can see some of the talking busts from the Muppet Christmas Carol. And then there is so much other stuff here. Now, I was kind of surprised because some things like this, I mean, this is kind of cool because it's an original poster, this Dinosaurs poster, or I know that there was a Muppets in Space poster that I saw on here, or these movie posters. They're kind of cool, but I don't know if I'd pay that much for that sort of stuff. Original artwork by Carol Spinney. I'm telling you, this website is immense. You just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. But that's just about it. Again, I'm going to add the comment I'm going to add the link to the first comment on this video. Go ahead, check it out. You'll have a fun time just kind of browsing and seeing what's available and how much it costs as well. And if you have extra money that you can spend on a piece of Jim Henson entertainment history, I definitely recommend it. Maybe you can buy something for me.